Hi everybody. I've just been thinking, like, based on the idea that we are supposed to honor our throat chakra and speak our truth and honor how we feel, is that selfish? Because to some, it may end up being called selfish. Like, say that for years you didn't speak your truth and you made them people believe that you are more of a pushover or say a nicer word, more amenable, bendable to what other people want. Then you find your self-love and you find your truth and you start to speak it and it upsets people. Now, their interpretation of what happened may be to say that you are selfish because you used to do X, Y, and Z for them, and now you're saying to them, I don't like that, I don't want to do it, it's not in alignment, it doesn't feel right. But what you risk by not doing that is, if you are on a spiritual path, like some type of journey to self, the dishonor of not saying that something doesn't feel right, especially if your body is telling you it doesn't feel right, your head is telling you it doesn't feel right, if you're someone like me and your spirit guides are telling you, to go ahead dishonors that inner voice. It dishonors that higher knowing that's when something's not right for you. But then we have that question, are we selfish, or were we selfish even in our unhealed state to allow people to believe that we are a different person to who we really are, that we're not this go with the flow, try to be altruistic, be the hero, be the rescuer, that we're not that person really. That's the person we were to be a people pleaser, to make people happy. And sometimes when I say people, I mean me. I've done a lot of what I'm saying before too, where even behaved in certain ways, where said certain things and done certain things which were in alignment with me to kind of fit in, to kind of appear like sometimes with some friends, the cold, hard one. Someone with some friends, the joker. So with some friends, it's been the party girl. With some friends, and all of these parts of it was truly me expressing myself at the time. But in reality, there were so many times that most things I did led up to an anxiety. Some form of self-inquiry that led to an inner disquiet, an inner angst, because I wasn't living to my truth. I was behaving in ways to fit in. And I would have always considered myself quite individual. And when I look back now, I'm quite surprised how much I dishonored my truth, and how much I allowed myself to disrespect myself, and how much I allowed other people to disrespect me, how I allowed people into my space. So that's my truth within this conversation that I'm having with you, but with the camera. So my point basically is, I asked questions earlier on about, is it selfish? Well, in this journey to self, there has to be a sense of almost selfishness, but it's a way of guarding the journey to self. You have to make sure that you're walking in your truth, standing in your power, allowing surrender to the process, allowing the sacrifice of relationships that are no longer in alignment, not over emotionalizing, I don't even know if that's a word, the process, but equally not trying to not feel, because that can be a problem as well. That I've always thought I was very feeling, but I've realized that sometimes I'm add a logic to it. So I'm logical about my feeling. Then I'll cry because the logic, I'm logically. But see, the problem with that is you can make it make sense to yourself and cry, even if it don't make no sense to anyone else. So it's not selfish to start to live your truth, and it's not selfish to start to talk your truth. But what I will say is, we still have to have an understanding that the people we leave behind who may be hurt because the person they thought we were was the person we showed ourselves to be. And that's on us, regardless of whether we were unhealed or in trauma or anything. We have to take accountability that we showed up as a certain person, and the people relied on or loved or developed a codependency with or a trauma bond with us because we were acting in that way that created that connection. So when we heal, there can be a level of resentment to your healing, or there can be a level of who does she think she is? I know her from when she would do this, that type of thing. But some people can know you last week and you're not the same person a week later, especially if you've been through any downloads, spiritual downloads, epiphanies in that time, any eureka moments, glass breaking moments. Things can change so fast, so things shift and change, and we have to kind of go with the cycles and go with the flows. You don't see the trees in the winter resisting their leaves drop off unless they're an evergreen, but you don't see them resisted. They go with the cycle. They stand firm. They go with the process. They stay rooted, but they stay standing up to the heavens as well. They weather the storms and they stand strong. It takes a lot to take one down. And that's what it's like being a spiritual warrior. So it's not selfish. It's not selfish to need to honor your journey. What is selfish is if you continue to lie about who you are, if you manipulate to try and make people think you are something you're not, if you lie to yourself about who you are to convince yourself and others you're something different. That's where real bad energy, selfishness comes in. But you are supposed to honor your journey. You are the most important person in your journey, because inside you is the universe, as within, so without, as above, so below. It's all there. And as you deal with your universe and bring everything into balance, as the pantheon of gods do that in the outer universe, then the universe, is in balance, and that has an effect on the all, because we're all part of the all. We all have that God spark, that universal burst within us all. So if you maintain the balance within your universe, then it helps maintain the balance within the whole thing that we call the universe, but really is so much the all, the divine, the creative force, that thing that cannot be really conceptualized or named, because it's not a being, because it will always be, always has been, as of you. So just a quick chit chat. Probably not even my normal style of video, but I'm going with the flow at the moment. So I hope everyone who watches this, whenever you watch it, I hope you have a good day. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have and you haven't subscribed yet, I hope you do. Please likes are nice, and everyone says that it helps the algorithms for your videos, so I'd appreciate that. And share if you can, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Namaste.